Hello everyone and welcome back to Halo Infinite, where today we are on the bonus part of this playthrough, and the bonus part will be listening to all the audio logs and checking out the legendary ending. So, not gonna lie, was not expecting there to be this much sort of dialogue in these recordings. I mean, like when we find them just here and there throughout the course of the game, and it's just a couple of minutes here, a couple of minutes there, you don't really put it all together. I was expecting this to be like half an hour, but this video that I found from a villainous toaster, thank you, a villainous toaster, is an hour and 24 minutes long for all of the recordings. So that's quite a lot to listen through, but we're going to do it. So let's start off here. It looks like he is indeed going through them in order, which is perfect. Starting off with the UNSC recovered files. Let's have ourselves a listen.
Shut down so far. Seemingly random locations. I'm attempting to lock her and the others out of the main...
You will not be able to stop her. She knows more about how this all works than, well, anyone.
Dr. Halsey.
John.
What's the plan?
The plan? Right now, we are in survival mode. Again.
I like the way she says again.
Across the galaxy, most sentient AI are siding with her.
Against us.
Yes, but maybe not you. Tell me, John, what was the last thing she said to you?
She said, goodbye.
Goodbye. That word has stayed with me.
Oh?
It has been nearly 4 months since Cortana's attack. Since that day, we have been constantly moving, trying to stay one step ahead of her. Any plan we make is risky, to say the least. This one... goodbye. She needs to be destroyed. As I say these words out loud, as I formulate the plan, I have one question. Can John do this? Can we all rely on him to do what is needed?
Apparently so.
Kill his friend.
Man, these are already making me long for the game that we didn't get. Going through the created war.
You coming to say goodbye?
No. Tell Master Chief to report to me when he has completed his mission. You took your time.
There was resistance.
I heard. Let me look at you, John. The Spartans are my greatest achievement. Do you understand that?
Pretty sure you hammered that home for him, yes.
Depend entirely on who you were to ask. Was the mission successful?
Yes.
Good. This is not going to be easy, John. But it is the only option we have.
She looks just like her.
If you say so. I see something else, something more innocent. From a simpler time.
Does she know me?
No. She is a blank slate. No memories, no history. Her core is nearly complete. Once it is ready, it will be up to the two of you. The weapon will lock her down. You will retrieve Cortana.
I wish we had some, like, detail on how, because it's like, how do you just inject the weapon into the system and Cortana doesn't notice or isn't able to fight back?
That won't be necessary.
Good. Tomorrow will test us all.
Like, I feel like Cortana's shouldn't just be able to be sneakily defeated like that, you know?
If you find this, you need to understand. They forced me to help them with it. Whatever it is. They brought it up from whatever's below.
We found this one pretty early on in the game, I remember this one. The prisoner that releases Harbinger and then starts hearing about the Endless.
You need to believe me. It's not my fault. They called it a Silex. Sure. I call it something that should have been left well enough alone. Eshelm, their leader. He just stood and watched as they held my hand against
Do we know how Atriox found out about Harbinger? And do we know why they resurrected her specifically rather than...
I'm sorry.
Because that makes me...
Sorry.
I keep going back and forth on whether Harbinger is a member of the Endless or not.
It was cold. So cold it burned.
Because, like, if she is, then why was she able to be got out of the Silex so much more easily than the rest of the Endless, which required the whole Silent Auditorium thing to happen?
God, she was smiling. I am the Harbinger, she said. All that you know shall be undone. And do you know what he said? Eshelm? He said, good.
Good. Good. Is this the Chaklock one? It is. I like Chaklock. Welcome to my tower, Master Chief.
What was that thing?
My kind would once have called it divine.
And now?
An opportunity. On your feet, human. We need to know what else is in that little head of yours. Take him to my tower.
Welcome to my tower.
This is what you brought me. There's barely anything left.
It is yours to do with as you see fit.
Indeed, he is. Were you treated unjustly in his tower?
Him and everyone else.
We are not so different in this. I too know intimately of injustice. To be sentenced for crimes not your own. Please, I just want to... Quiet. I shall talk, and you shall...
There's the Gravemind line. To be sentenced for crimes not your own. Implying she was sentenced the same as the Endless, which then that one makes it sound like she is Endless.
It seems their feeble minds cannot contain the power of her words.
Closed space. Off limits. Still there. They were still there. The only ones.
You should feel honored, human. The truth has apparently set you free.
Price paid. Sentence given. We never knew. So old. So far.
Bring him to her chambers. She has more to tell him, if his mind can last.
4, 2, 4, 1, 0. 0,
What does this code mean?
1, 4. Do you see why it must be done? These primitives, these banished. We both have watched our worlds crumble under the instruments of Forerunner arrogance. Your kind were once their rivals. A long time ago. You were spared, forgiven. A luxury not afforded to us. To those they could not control. Humanity was the culmination of their final plan. But plans change.
The plans change. They always do.
Are returning.
And the we, like she refers to it as a we, so that again makes me think she is one of the Endless, but there's so many things that make me think both ways, you know?
Personnel in range. I was sent here to recon this outpost. Intel inaccurately claimed it abandoned.
What was that? Inaccurately claimed it abandoned.
Our production efforts move apace, but the war chief has... You smell that, brother?
Anyone, please send help.
That's human flesh. That's fear.
Fear is the mind killer.
Spartan, my team and I were doubling back along the north weapon production or maintenance, but it's hard to say for certain. What is certain is that it's heavily patrolled. Only way we could do any damage here is with a full squad of Spartans, and, well, that's not a luxury we have anymore.
I've got eyes on the comms outpost. Definitely the source of the scanner sweeps. And it's well defended. We're not equipped for this.
As long as that station is operable, there's nowhere to hide on this island. Wait, we still got that last satchel of C-12, right?
We do.
C12? What's that?
One explosive.
C4 squared? No, wait, that's 16. Kill me. Joke fail.
And that
Execute me.
under a few tons of rubble. Ingenious. I feel lucky you're on our side.
According to the cartographic data we've scrapped together, the banished outpost Horn of Abolition. Man, these guys have a flair for the dramatic. Seems uniquely positioned as the center of their activity on this side of the ring. Judging by the sensor array they've built here, it's no wonder that they've been a step ahead of every move we've tried to make since the Reverie fell. This is how they're rounding us up. They're setting up infrastructure, the array, the comm towers,
Trying to think what the Reverie was.
everywhere. What are you seeing up there?
It's been a few weeks, so I'm not entirely sure. Because I recorded the entire Infinite playthrough in 3 days. And then it's been like 2 or 3 weeks since then. And then I'm now recording this the day before this goes up on YouTube, so it's been a big gap.
Some kind of entourage.
Needed some time to
Hang on.
think about it all more and
Is that a banished species you recognize?
decide on my final thoughts on it, I guess. Before diving back into all this additional lore and stuff.
Sending is the best I can get at this distance, but a hole this size can probably be seen from space. The Banished are after something, and that something must be underground because they're spending a ton of resources on these excavations. But something's bugging me. Back on Infinity, the Oni reports mentioned that Zeta was different from the other rings, but it wasn't clear how. Whatever it is, that has to be what the Banished are after. Something that makes it special, powerful, dangerous.
There's no way that actually worked. How did nobody see me? What if they did? Of course they did. Of course they did.
They're chasing you right now!
I need to go to escape. Wait for nightfall. Nightfall's better.
Nightfall was a pretty cool mission in Reach.
Can't leave them. But I can't save them either. Getting out was tough enough, but how in the world would I... Okay. Step one. These shackles. Okay. Time to reevaluate step one.
You gotta do a saw, mate. Cut off your limbs.
Some help. We've stumbled upon a banished prisoner processing outpost some distance south of the Reverie. If the transport traffic is any indication, we've got more than a few of our people inside. The crew I've got, well, we've run rescue ops, but not like this one. I need your help to get them out alive. I need the hell jumpers. We're running real low on both personnel and second chances. If you're alive and can respond, I'd be in your debt.
Hope we see some ODSTs in the DLCs. Would be cool if we got another ODST style game as well, but I doubt they're going to be doing anything except for main story expansions for quite a long time, I would imagine, before they start branching out again.
In this compound. If I can't get our people out, well, I loaded all the remaining C-12 into this Warthog. Get this message to my son, Andrew Valeros. He lives on New Carthage. Andy, I know know that I told you I would come home.
But I'm about to do a suicide bombing thing, so
I promise.
I lied.
And that hurts more than you'll ever know. No matter what, know that I love you.
That is some dedication to the job.
Find my son. Tell him I died saving others. Tell him to never lose hope.
4 days ago, I linked up with some Marines who had observed the Banished collecting and salvaging Unsc hardware at a nearby outpost. First I've heard of them doing that, but if the Banished really are as stranded on this ring as we are, they might be running low on raw materials and recycling Unsc scrap to make ends meet.
Oh, I've just got to pause here. Something that I never noticed, never considered, never realized during the actual main game. Which, like, I guess the idea floated through my head is that the Banished were like, yeah, we're stuck here too. And it, like, I was thinking, like, but you won the war. You destroyed the Infinity. You have ships and stuff. In my head, I was like, so how are you stuck here too? And it turns out, like, the biggest thing, an entire planet. When the game opens, in the first cutscene, it's pretty much like the first shot of the game. The ring is orbiting a massive planet, which is also what we saw at the end of Halo 5, I think, when we saw, like, the very, was it a post-credit scene or whatever? I can't remember, but it was, like, very brief shot of the ring and Cortana being there, and there's a planet in the background. And then when you're actually playing the game, there is no planet nearby. So in between the time when the Infinity got messed up and Chief got thrown out and everything, in between then and 6 months later when the actual game takes place, the entire ring has moved somewhere else. It is not where it was in the opening cutscene, because that planet is not there. And it's pretty unlikely that the planet moved. So the ring and everything caught in its radius, because it obviously had to include Chief, had to include the pilot and everything, all of that has been teleported somehow, transported somehow to a completely different region of space, and that's why the Banished are stuck there, because they have no fucking idea where they are. They are, like, as far as they know, they could be literally anywhere in the galaxy, so they can't just, fly up and head off home, because, yeah, they've got nothing to guide them by. They have no idea where they are in the exact same way that, so they're trapped in the exact same way that we are, basically. Although ours is a bit more of a dire situation because we don't have big ships. But yeah, that is what they're talking about when they say they're trapped. And I never made that connection. Like, because it's because it's not there. Like, if there hadn't been a planet there in the cutscene, and then we get into gameplay and there's a massive planet right there in the sky, I feel like I'd notice that. But when it's the lack of something being there, I don't know, I just didn't notice it. And it's, like, kind of crazy. Like, I'm really interested. Is that an offensive bias thing? Like, in that very final cutscene, that portal opened up for us to escape the silent auditorium, and it wasn't the weapons doing. So, is it offensive biases doing? Which, that's, did we talk about offensive bias already? I can't remember. I'm not sure where I'm putting the legendary, whatchamacallit, legendary ending. I've already seen the legendary ending. I'm just putting it at the end of the video because I think it's a better thing to end the series on than just whatever the last log happens to be. But yeah, was that offensive biases doing? That he also moved the entire ring system? Like, I don't know. Anyway, back to the audio logs.
Obviously, they're not going to build a fully operational Wraith from a Warthog chassis, but our equipment could still be plenty useful if they get creative. Let's see that they don't.
I completed a perimeter circuit around that cliffside outpost. We confirmed the presence of Forerunner tech. Those same ring-shaped artifacts we've seen elsewhere. Banished are studying them, harvesting samples, sending them to God knows where. Spartan Rosado and I were curious where they were going, so we kind of sort of hijacked the Banished transport they've been loading up. Autopilot's taking us away from the ridge, to an unknown destination. As soon as we know where these samples are headed, what Asheron wants with them, we'll let you know. Zato, you hear me? I can't get a clear view on what they're loading into the Phantoms. I can get confirmation on the signal spikes for detecting. You're right. It's Forerunner. That explains the high security. Good work, Jade. I'm suddenly less interested in what the Banished are transporting and more interested in the destination. Time to hitch a ride? Stowing away on that Phantom would be simpler than breaking through all that security. I don't like it, but that seems like the only viable option. That's a truly awful plan. Oh, don't worry. As soon as we're clear of Banished airspace, I'm commandeering the Phantom and coming to pick you up.
Good luck with that.
Hey, Svarro. Since you and your teams are running some serious guerrilla ops on those Banished convoys, Spartan Griffin suggested I pass this intel along. We're seeing a significant increase in traffic at the Banished outpost near the trench. And, by the way, significant means huge. We think it has to do with the ring's spine. Maybe it's research. Maybe Escherum's gonna try to patch this thing up. It's not yet clear. But at any rate, if you and your team wanted to hit the Banished where it really hurts...
Go for the nuts. Just swift kick to the bollocks. Works a treat.
Security in this part of the ring has increased by several orders of magnitude. Prolonged focus on that channel structure. Hold.
Holding.
It's the structure the Marines have been calling the spine. The ring's working overtime to patch it together. Has been since the explosion all those months ago. Damn it. Hold.
Holding.
The Banished want this ring. And they want it intact and fully operational. We have no choice but to... Oh, come on. Hold.
Holding. Okay, Infinity's approach.
Alright, I need an ETA on the weapon.
Good old Lasky. I miss you, Lasky. I hope you get to show up in person in the game. There's no way you're dead.
Fair enough.
Well, I say that.
Fleet in position.
They killed Cortana in the most unsatisfying way possible, so...
Acknowledged. Have them set course at full speed. Hopefully
You never know. Maybe they'll do Lasky dirty as well, but hopefully not.
I don't like this waiting. We're sitting ducks out here. Captain's report. INF 101, mark timestamp. Encryption Lambda Chi Alpha. I've spoken to Commander Palmer, who's assured me that our Spartan contingent is ready to go. Commander Sarpong offers similar sentiments regarding our infantry and ODST divisions.
Commander Palmer also commented on my height.
Stages of breaker trip, but each time out, I wonder if we've pressed our luck too far. And now, of course, comes my favorite part of my day. Debriefing with Dr. Halsey. The good doctor's unquestionably brilliant, but at an ever-increasing cost.
I would love to know what he actually means by that. Like, does he mean literally he has to pay her more for her time every time, or is there some other cost that he's not explaining, like a metaphorical cost?
Splitting them off from the rest of Blue Team. That wasn't the initial plan.
Plans change. Besides, I have something else for Blue Team in mind.
So do I. Which is why we've taken advantage of
I have something else for Blue Team in mind, like not being in this game.
Agreeing to the reallocation of our best Spartans, my Spartans, for an operation I am not even aware of.
plans change, Doctor.
The missions change, they always do.
Chief, thanks for coming up. Walk with me.
Walk this way, talk this way.
Gives us to go, we head down to the ring service and you... Well, you do what you do best. Always, sir.
I kill the aliens!
And you believe in Halsey's plan?
Sir, we're detecting unusual readings around the...
Yep, that sounds unusual.
Multiple collisions.
Guardians? I don't think so.
See, the fact... Oh, that's just... Oh, that irritates me. The fact that he thinks it's Guardians means that the Guardians are still in the picture at this point. They have not been shut down. They have not been taken out somehow. The Guardians are still in the picture. So why the fuck was Cortana not using them? As ruler of the galaxy, with all these Guardians under her control, she didn't use them in this very important situation happening in her backyard. Why? Oh, that's frustrating. That is very frustrating.
We've been boarded. Sir, reports of banished raiding parties. Lots of them.
Banished? What are they doing here?
Making a mistake.
Lol. Chief with the cool one-liner, except for the fact that he's about to get bodied. So, really, they weren't the ones making the mistake.
Power impact directly into the hull, sir. 3 starboard, 1 port. Main engines are offline.
Status on enemy ingress.
Can't say for sure, sir.
Well, let's assume we don't have much time.
Chief's like, I've done this shit before, mate. Pillar of Autumn. Ain't nobody boarding this. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Although I guess Pillar of Autumn didn't really work out so well either, huh?
Captain Lasky, we need to get you to a dropship immediately.
I was gonna say the same to you.
Sir, we've got banished forces inbound. Advanced group, but well armed.
Chief, think we can make it out of here in one piece?
We'll make it.
Captain Lasky, this is FFG 525. Do you read?
I've got you 525 report.
Sir, it was an ambush. The Banished swarmed us.
But do you have any estimates on the size of their force? And how many craft do we need to contend with?
They're dropping occupation units by the hundreds. The Banished didn't just come for us. They came for everything.
Shouldn't be much farther, sir. Hangar bay is ahead.
Chief, we've got 2 featherheads at 10 o'clock. If you can cover me, I'll get a beat on them.
Nice shooting, soldier.
Hey, Chief, we've got Spartans pinned down across the way. Let's get them some help.
Acknowledged.
There's too much enemy fire, Captain.
On your feet, Marine. I've known the Chief to do a lot of things over the years. Failing isn't typically one of them.
He saved my life as a child, you know.
Chief, thanks for the help. Spartan Griffin, Fire Team Taurus. Glad to see you made it back off reach.
Hey, Griffin. I'm very sorry for your future.
Sure can. Warned. The hangars are crawling with beds.
Then we clear them out.
You heard the Chief, Taurus. Hangars up ahead. Eyes up, let's move.
Hey, Chief, the Banished are overrunning the hangar. Oh, we have to get moving.
Spartan Griffin, get the captain to a dropship. Now.
And what about you?
I'll hold them off.
You always do. Give him hell, 117.
Okay, so hopefully he did succeed and Lasky got a dropship out of there.
Taurus, looks like we might have an available bird. 80 meters at 9 o'clock. Captain, we'll have to make this quick.
I appreciate the caution, Spartan, but this is my first rodeo.
Understood, sir. But I did make the Chief a promise.
Fair enough. On your mark, Spartan Griffin.
Mark!
Almost there, Taurus. Another 40 meters.
Well, actually, obviously we know Griffin made it to the ring, so hopefully that means Lasky did too, but then I wonder why they split up.
Shooting, Captain.
I was well trained.
All right, sir. This is your bird. Let's get you out of here.
My bird. We've got room, and you still need a ride.
Still have unfinished business here, sir.
Okay. They didn't go down together.
We'll see that you keep it, Spartan.
That's why they got split up then. Question asked, question answered. So, Lasky is down on the ring somewhere. We just haven't found him. That's good to know.
This is Lasky to all hands. The Infinity has been compromised. All remaining crew should immediately evacuate and make for the surface. Rendezvous coordinates incoming. No matter what happens, we have to make sure that we...
Oh no, I don't like that.
Are ended. The reintroduction phase has begun.
I don't like that sudden finish. Okay, so that was all of the UNSC audio logs. that was section 1. Section 1 of 5, although the later ones are going to have significantly less. Actually the skulls don't even skulls are a different thing, right? This is just a collectibles database, and most of them are audio logs, but the skulls aren't audio logs, so that's not going to be a thing, I don't think. So the Forerunner archives, I don't think there were many in those, so that's like a solid third complete there. That was 25 minutes? Jesus. Okay, wow, that went really fast. Like, I did not think that was that long. So now we're moving on to the Banished ones, but it's not like exclusively Banished, because this is, well, I guess this is, the Banished were doing the digging, and this is in the archaeological findings category, so I guess this is an old recording that the Banished found. That makes sense. So, good old Despondent Pyre. I remember listening to this one, but we'll hear them all again, obviously, whether we've heard them or not, because we did find like half of them or something in the game. But yeah, it's good to get that refresher.
Countless preserved species have been sent back to start lives anew. Halo was the Forerunner's terrible and ultimate solution to the parasite's relentless advance.
Indeed.
Designed to destroy all sentient life, nothing was allowed to survive. And we were sure that nothing had. We were wrong.
The Endless did survive.
Something has been found. Something that should not exist, yet does. I believed that the Flood represented our ultimate test. Our greatest victory. Perhaps I was wrong in my assumptions. To my dismay, it seems we have a new problem. I must investigate more before I bring this to the attention of the Council. How could this have happened? How could we not know of this till now? Xalanin, a species previously uncatalogued. Xalanin, a problem that must be solved. Did my makers know of them? How could they have kept this from me? I have requested counsel. Soon, I will know how to proceed. There is to be a parley. A meeting. Highly unusual. I have moved Installation 07 into sufficient range of their homeworld. Delegates are en route. From both sides. A necessary contingency, considering these unique circumstances. The Council has also provided me with an additional and curious directive. We must understand the extent of what their kind can truly endure. There are facilities on this ring quite ideal for conducting such tests. It is time for the silent auditorium to serve purpose once more.
Okay, so thoughts on that. They say they've got to see what their species can truly endure. So I feel like that means, I mean, regardless of the fact that we may already know exactly what the Endless are like because of the Harbinger, but then again, we've seen the Harbinger's Silex, right? We've seen the Harbinger's Silex at the end of like the second level. We saw the one that the dude got her out of, and the Silex looks very much like her actual form in game. But then in the post-credits cutscene, we see Atriox presumably getting the Endless out of hibernation, whatever they're in their own Silexes, assuming that is what we were seeing there, and they do not look like the same as the Harbinger Silex, so I'm not sure, but ignoring that point, because we don't know, yeah, they say they've got to see how much this species can endure, which means that they're probably not a mechanical species, because one of the theories that I had on how they survived the firing of the Halos was that they're just, you know, like AI or whatever, like, that doesn't get affected, because the Halos kill organic things that the Flood can feed on. So one of the theories was that maybe the Endless are mechanical, but that didn't really sit right with me because I felt like they wouldn't introduce another mechanical enemy straight after the Prometheans, you know, which obviously I don't think anyone ever found the Prometheans as satisfying to fight against as the Covenant or Banished or whatever, as organic enemies. So I was like, would they really do that? And I feel like this proves it, because they wouldn't be questioning how they could endure so much if the answer was, well, because the Halos just wouldn't affect them. They're saying it as though they are shocked that the Halos did not wipe them out along with everyone else. Because this is post-Halo firing. This is after that's happened. This is talking about the Flood in the past tense. The Flood were our greatest victory when we beat them. That's already happened, and these guys are still alive, and they're shocked to find that out, and they're going to parlay and see what's up kind of thing. So yeah, it's interesting. They must be organic.
It is with a heavy heart that I must accept that Atriox, my greatest achievement, is lost to us.
Good news, friend. He isn't, but you're going to die before that gets found out.
Stands the greatest army ever assembled, a force fueled by fury. His spirit burns in the heart of the Banished. It is years since he sought my counsel when we planned the revolt against the Covenant. His words, even now I feel them in my heart. We will never kneel again. We will stand proud together, Banished brothers, side by side.
I really like Escherum's voice.
Harmonious has found the object. Even in my darkest moments, when I feel the most lost, Atriox's wisdom continues to impress me. I regret that I ever doubted him. His talk of Forerunners, of their lies, of secrets hidden.
How did he learn about the Harbinger, man?
Atriox, hear me. Your will is absolute. The Banished, your soul, eternal. The Harbinger is free. I do not trust her, but I must believe in Atriox's plan. His sacrifice must not have been in vain. Especially now. His faith in what we learned on the Ark is all I need. The Harbinger is
Oh.
my first move.
They learned on the Ark, okay.
Our position.
So that's even more interesting. Because why would the Ark be holding information on the Harbinger? There's so many potential thoughts on how that could go. We know that mendicant bias is on the Ark, right? And offensive bias potentially is on Zeta Halo? Potentially is where we're at? I wonder if mendicant bias was whether they found him on the Ark and he had knowledge of it, of what happened in the past because of how offensive. Well, no, because I don't know. Like, I don't really know exactly what form Mendicant's in right now. Because, like, he was defeated, obviously. Went Nuts was defeated. But the Halo 3 terminals, he's apologizing to you. And he helps you at the very end of Halo 3 when you're escaping the final Warthog run. He is the reason that you're able to get through without the platforms blowing up underneath you. He's making it happen so that you have a safe path. So, like, he is still around. So, in some form or another. So I wonder if he had knowledge the same way that offensive is deployed. I wonder if Mendicant also had knowledge and they found out through him somehow, but I don't see. He wouldn't help the Banished after apologizing to us for everything and helping us. So I don't know. Just theory crafting here. Complete theory crafting. It is very interesting to think about. Because that's the thing. Whilst I'm not the biggest fan of like how story aspects of this game were handled in relation to the past, the things that it's set up for the future, I am really curious about where they're going to go with. I do think it's good setup, even if I do think we should have got a couple of answers, maybe, in the game. But yeah, I am very curious.
Our future. Did Cortana know about all this when she chose this ring? Did she expect it would be her doom also? As I look upon this endless world, that quest
Heh. This endless world. Heh.
the Master
Oh, wait. What if the planet... Oh, shit. What if the planet that the Halo was orbiting was the Endless's home planet? Because they said, oh, fuck, I didn't even consider. In the archaeological findings up above, they said, I have moved the Halo into orbit of their planet, right? Something along those lines? I mean, there's no reason to assume it was ever moved again. So the planet that we saw is probably their home planet. But then it's been moved away from there since. So when he's saying he looks upon this endless world, he was meaning that literally? Or like a cheeky nod? Hang on, if we just go back a little bit. Yeah, as I look upon this endless world, I feel like... I don't think that's Esheron being smart in choosing his wordplay. I feel like that's the writers doing a cheeky nod and saying he is looking up at this endless world. Because this happened, this was recorded before Chief woke up, right? This is one of the early ones, so I think. So it'd be before they moved away. So he's literally looking up at the world of the Endless. Maybe. Just a thought. Because I've got such a hard-on for a fight.
Invigorates me, gives me new purpose. What use a war, Chief, with no war left to win? I could not have wished for a more worthy adversary. Atriox, I now understand why you did not kill him on the human craft. You wanted him to witness your victory.
I think Atriox is just an idiot, actually. Which I don't like, because he's not an idiot from Halo Wars 2. He was smart. But to have the Chief in a position where you could kill him, and then not do it properly and just chuck him out into space, where obviously he may survive, is such a dumb thing to do.
Build the ring for the Banished. For the Banished. Why would she do this? She wants more. Something that I do not understand. For now. What secrets lie deep within the ring? And how can I use them to ensure our survival?
You can't.
Gorisag was in my dreams again. This is a portent or a reminder. It has been so long since I stood on my home, on my world, since I felt its heat underfoot.
Yeah, bad news about that.
Taste the sulfur as it mixed with the rains. A lone tree towered above everything else. As I looked up, the sky darkened, and then the rain fell harder. Waters rose. The forest disappeared beneath the tides, swept away by its power. I had no choice but to climb. Many times I lost my way. One moment I was drowning, the next gasping for air. But eventually I reached the top. I roared at the gods, but they were silent as I looked up at the sky. The stars went dark, one by one, until there was only darkness. She swore that she could rebuild the ring, allow us to go, if not home, then somewhere.
Yeah, not home, mate. Not home. Your home's fucked. Your home's cracked.
The Spartan has ended that dream. I have little time left. and take it for ourselves.
Good joke.
The Spartan is close. The end approaches. Good. These may be my last words.
These may be my last words. 8 out of 9.
Never surrender. Never fear. Whatever the outcome, we will prevail. Under his armor, he is just flesh. Human. Weak.
Yeah, but he's really good at his job, though.
If I fall, two must take my place. We rise.
If I fall, 2 must take my place. I think Atriox is just going to take your place.
Sacrificed for victory. For the banished. The human has such faith in his savior. He has hope where there should be none. I will take that from him. If I am to die today, so be it. I've had time to make peace with it. But in death, I will inspire generations. And that will be my legacy. I will have beaten him. If not today, then tomorrow.
Whatever you need to tell yourself, man.
Don't know how you're doing, Pup Flynn, but it's been rough on my end. We're running out of humans to skin rip, so the rank and file's getting a little bored. Brutes, though, they don't get bored. They get mad. Last night, a group of 6, maybe 20, I think 6 brutes, decided that they should be in charge of the camp. Maybe the whole Banished. And then the chieftains smashed all their faces. No change in management, but hey, lots more meat on the menu, so that's nice. All this weapon carrying and battle dodging has got me missing home. When all we worried about was keeping good marks at the Nipple Academy.
The Nipple Academy?
Things was easier when we were all shooting humans.
We banished have faced many challenges and overcome them all. The yoke of the Covenant, the resistance of humanity. Our warriors grow restless, and now I hear word that some amongst our ranks believe themselves more deserving of status, renown, and adulation. Remind your troops of their place. Tighten your grip. Control your forces. Or I will find someone who can. 4 nights ago, one of our captains discovered a pair of quivering humans hidden in the cleft of
Oh, bad time to be them.
Swift interrogation revealed they had come from a nearby Forerunner tower. Though we found no humans there, our search bore even sweeter fruit, a Forerunner resonance amplifier. With it, our outpost relays can project farther than we dreamed possible. We will find the humans still clinging to this ring, no matter how long it takes.
Well, that is unfortunate.
Our grip upon this ring is tightening, and our work is nearly complete.
Your work? You mean Harbinger's work?
This outpost stands as a totem of the strength of the banished. We are many, forged into one, under the banner of mighty H. orphans are dead. All that remains are mere children. And soon, they too will be ground into the dust of this world. As our presence extends across the surface of this ring, the signal relays about this facility will unite our forces. And this place, our new home, will at last be secured. Did not Atriox promise us that Halo would be ours? Behold, his oath is fulfilled.
And then Chief comes along and single-handedly takes back every single base. Whoops.
I do not understand the infatuation with these scaring thrust bugs, brother. The skimmers present more nuisance than aid to our efforts. I am convinced they, much like their leader, have their
Huh.
own agenda.
They, much like their leader, have their own agenda. So skimmers are confirmed to be loyal to Harbinger, not to the Banished.
Damnable hold eyes, and the smell, like a plague-ridden foreign beast. When our goals are achieved, I pray Asheron sees fit to discard this
Huh.
alliance.
So I wonder what the skimmers are going to do now that Harbinger's dead.
Directors, I found your report on the hollows beneath the candidate excavation site to be promising. Our ally agrees, but she is skeptical of our methods and wishes to inspect the site herself. See that she has little cause for concern. Succeed in unearthing this ring's secrets, and you will find glory. I need not remind you of the consequences of failure.
It's a slap on the wrist, and you won't like that.
The human scourge is all but extinguished from this ring, brothers. But those who remain are persistent.
That's me.
Redouble your efforts. Search every cave, every derelict ship, but do not kill them. They will tell us where the others are hiding before the end. Chucklock and his machines will see to it.
Welcome to my tower, Master Chief.
Humanity will remain on this ring. Do not misunderstand my concern, Kaidam. None would question your vigilance in safeguarding the processing outpost. Nevertheless,
Good old Ocro Vagadoon.
we must never forget what happened during the war. A single demon rose from the ashes of their worlds and brought the whole of the
He's about to bring you to your knees as well, mate.
We believed him to be dead before, but were proven wrong to our utter shame. We cannot afford
Ocro Vagadoon took his rightful place as another notch on my blade.
Our scouts have identified two key sites that seem quite promising for excavation. We will soon be ready to dig, but we must remain vigilant. Unnatural defenses lurk beneath the surfaces of these rings. Advise your troops to salvage any human machines laid low in battle. The material will be needed for repairs in the difficult days to come. Good hunting, Brother Arak. When this is all over, I will tell you of how I survived my days on the Great Foundry. Look around, brothers and sisters. The way our horizon curves up into the sky, binding us together. It was not the Covenant that finally delivered upon this promise. It was Atriox, and he's banished. He took those first defiant steps and tread a path the prophets could not follow. The result is the dream of Atriox made manifest. This place,
This place will become your tomb.
Our sword. The ring itself impedes our progress as it heals. The war chief and his ally must remain patient, otherwise we risk losing all that we found. These artifacts require an extraordinary amount of care and attention. They were not created to stand the passage of vast ages of time, but they were made for another purpose, which for now remains hidden. And without unraveling those mysteries, Zeratus, mark my words, we will never have control of this installation.
Smart guy.
The artifacts scattered across this ring are key to the destiny of the Banished. They are a link to this world's past and a guide for its future. Our control of this ring is only as strong as our capacity to understand it and the mysteries that it contains. Discover what lies beneath. No further delays. No insipid excuses. The only barrier between the Banished and our future is your lack of resolve.
Damn, roasted.
This place continues to confound us, brothers. Scouts of the Great Spine have confirmed that the ring's efforts to repair itself are well underway. One thing is certain. We need only slow the demon down long enough for this mighty ring to be whole once more and ours to control. He must be the focus of our forces. When the Spartan is dead, and he will die,
Copium.
there will be nothing left to stand in our way.
And he will die. Cope. Cope.
Our people once lived in the shadow of throne-bound treachery. But today, we are offered the chance to achieve what the prophets and the whole of the Covenant could not. Humanity's last champion has returned. As we speak, he marches amongst us. The demon hopes to deny us our destiny. See to it that his hope is extinguished.
Rude.
So the galaxy, that at the end of all things, only the Banished remain.
Wait, what?
Banished remain.
Are they planning on firing the ring? I don't think they are. That doesn't, like, actually, I feel like controlling the ring and using that as leverage is more of a Banished thing than let's fire the ring again and do the thing. Like, I don't know, just the way that sounds. The end of all things, only the Banished remain, makes it kind of sound to me like their plan is to fire the ring and survive it somehow. I don't know. I don't think that's what that's trying to say, because that doesn't make much sense, but just a thought, just a thought.
Our great victory in the human stronghold is complete, Tremonius. You led our forces well. Atriox would be proud. To mark our triumph, local forces will begin at once to establish a new outpost. The first of many on the hallowed ground of our new home. We will build this fortress in the very shadow of their failure. A monument to their frailty and cowardice, where so many of their kind were cut down. Escharum has decreed it be named in your honor, Tremonius, so that it may inspire other leaders to do what you have done.
Outpost Tremonius.
So the humans are scattered remnants, and so the hunt carries on until the last human skull is crushed.
Narrator, the last human skull was not crushed.
Is rapidly approaching.
Alrighty, onto the Spartan audio logs.
Good. Now for the rest of us. Rally up with your squad and get to the nearest pod, Marine. Move, move. Yes, sir. Fire Team Taurus, rendezvous with
This pretty much carries on from the end of the Unsc ones for him.
What are you seeing out there?
Banished hardware's everywhere, in the skies and on the ground. Be ready for a rough landing.
You heard her. Stay safe. I'll see you on the ground, Spartans.
We're with you, Griffin.
Let's get it done.
This is Unsc to all hands. The Infinity has been compromised. All remaining crew should immediately evacuate and make for the surface.
What?
Rendezvous coordinates
Already?
incoming.
Another breach, port side. Banished are pouring in faster than we can keep up. What's the move, Spartan?
You heard the captain. We're falling back to Hangar Bay and getting off this ship.
Heading for the ring surface with the Banished all over us?
Do you think you're safer here? Pick up the wounded. The Infinity's lost. We are not.
Taurus, we are on the ring. We made it. Barely. Those AA guns are tearing our birds apart. They are priority one. If we don't take them offline, nothing from Infinity will make it to the surface. Ditka or Shiro, cover flank. Vettel, keep an eye behind us. And I'm gonna be up front. Okay, let's move!
Do we have any idea of our losses so far?
Not yet, but Infinity was getting hit pretty hard when we left.
Take those guns down! Taurus, on me!
Yeah, I wonder how destroyed Infinity actually is, you know?
Spartan Koban, your drop pods on a collision.
Oh, I just need to readjust in my chair.
Ring stratosphere. Impact probabilities 93%. Adjust your course.
Why would I do that? I'm aiming for them.
Oh yeah, I remember this one. We've heard this one.
Not surprised. Good luck, Spartan.
This is probably gonna hurt.
Probably.
Knock, knock.
Griffin, I've got movement in that down Phantom. Banished survivors.
Let's pick them off before we move on those AA guns. Vettel, you're on.
Stand down, Fire Team Taurus. Friendly inside.
Kovan? What are you doing in there?
The Phantom was in my way, so I went through it.
Like a boss.
I count 5 Banished patrols making their way to your position. If you're gonna move on those AA guns, you should do it now.
You heard her, Taurus. Let's move out. Thanks for the support, Kovan.
Niet problem.
Infinity, Windfall 1. You've got 2... Make that 3 Phantoms on fast approach. What's your status?
Infinity is launching lifeboats and drop pods. On course to the surface of the Halo ring.
What? That's suicide. The skies are still thick with Banished.
Yeah, but the Infinity's fucked, mate.
Four on your 6, Spartan.
Infinity's
Doesn't
launching
matter.
The evac. The Unsc is abandoning ship. We've got to get those pods safely to the surface. Damn it, I got incoming.
You've got 5 Banshees on you, Mako.
Better on me than the life pods. Cover us, Windfall 4. I'm getting them to the surface.
Intrepid 1, my drop pod is 2 clicks up speed. On your tail in 10 seconds. There's a lot going on up here.
Copy that, Horvath. Infinity's getting torn up in orbit, but it's going to be way worse on the ring's surface. Touchdown at 10.
I mean, is it? On the ring surface, you're not trapped in tight corridors with your enemy. They might not even be able to find you. And if they blow up your surroundings, you're not going to get fucking killed in the vacuum of space. So I don't know if I agree with that.
Go, go, go! Weapons free, Intrepid. Let's take this sector back from the Banished.
Oscar 128 is down. I repeat, Oscar 128 is down. And we've lost uplink to command. Anyone hearing me out there? Does anyone copy?
Banished troopers, 9 o'clock.
Opening fire!
shot, so I have no sense of our position. All I know is that we're deep in enemy territory. Banished hardware is deploying from orbit faster than we can calculate. We're dug in and holding position. We'll head for the rendezvous point as soon as we've got a chance to move. If we get a chance.
Bracing positions. Landfall on the ring in 5 seconds.
These ones are not grabbing me as much as some of the others. Not sure why. Maybe it's just the fact that it's characters that we don't really know.
Sound off, Marines.
We're good, Spartan Stone. Bumps and bruises. Not much else.
Copy that. Soon as I blow the hatch, we fan out in pairs. The ring's already crawling with Banished. Be ready for anything.
Whoa.
You all right, Marine?
Yeah, just for all the trouble these things are supposed to cause, I guess I never thought the surface of the ring would look
so pretty.
The Infinity's getting hammered by Banished ships.
Yeah. I wonder how much more she'll be able to take before...
Hey, that was too close.
Banished AAAs. How did they get set up so quick?
They came with a purpose.
They time traveled.
That much is clear. Taurus leader to Victor 321, requesting a change to the LZ.
Destination.
Set us down by that Banished artillery. We're taking them out.
Second day A gun offline, Griff.
Good work, Taurus. Let's move on that far gun. Give Infinity's birds some breathing room up there.
What is that?
It's coming from that tower to the north.
It's nothing good.
Taurus! Sit rep, now!
We're green, sir. But everything except for my armor is down. Must have been that blast.
That last AA gun is down too. Whatever that was, it leveled the playing field. Let's go! We got work to do!
Spartan Makovich, the ring is coming apart beneath your feet. Recommend.
One crisis at a time, please.
Spartan Makovich, your sidearm is insufficient to deal with sentinels in such numbers.
Does she have an option?
Retreat. I'm working on it.
Oh, right. The other option is run away. I thought they were saying, like, pull out your fucking, you know, bigger gun.
Speed of 47 kph is...
One more physics lesson and I'm ripping you out of my head.
It can't be a coincidence that the Banished beat us here. We're not prepared.
Quiet. Where's that sound coming from?
Your mouth.
That structure to the north. You see in that light?
Everybody down! Now!
What's going on?
It's the target! It's her!
Intrepid 1, do you copy? I've lost visual contact with the team. Motion trackers offline. Everything is offline. That explosion... Intrepid 1, do you copy? Oh no. The ring. If you can hear me, Intrepid, anyone, the ring is breaking apart. You're gone. All of you.
F.
How's the ridgeline look, Corporal?
Thick with brutes and a lot of hardware. They set up shop quick down here. Must be preparing for... What the hell? The damn mountain is coming apart!
Back into the lifeboat, now!
Stone! The boat's going down!
Hold on. I've got you. Marines, hang on! Thrusters, now!
Thrusters online.
Okay. Oh, Reverie. Nice. This is what I was asking what Reverie was before. Can't remember. Ah, well, there's the answer. Nice.
Mortal Reverie.
If we're gonna make any noise on this ring, we need a base of operations. It's beat to hell, but it's shelter. Defensible location, no sign of banished activity. Yeah, this could work. Any Spartans in comms range?
Spartan Griffin is in range, but his signal is diminishing rapidly.
I'll keep it brief. Open up a channel. I think we found our rendezvous point.
So, is it true? Report?
Yes. The Banished are deploying resource harvesters. And...
Never mind that. Did you pull an entire lifeboat out of one of the breaches in the ring?
I ordered the squad inside to take shelter from the explosion. I wasn't gonna let them die in it.
Fine work, Stone. Day one was dicey for all of us. We're still trying to figure out what happened.
Everything went to shit.
I lent a hand this
Man, I'm noticing the bar on the right-hand side of how many more rows there are to scroll down. And that looks like there's a lot. I guess the Spartan audio logs are the biggest one, which is unfortunate because they're definitely the one that I'm least interested in hearing. Just because I don't know the characters.
This is Spartan Horvath, Fire Team Intrepid of the UNSC Infinity. I've been separated from my team for 5 days, working my way around the banished presence.
But at least we got the Forerunner ones to look forward to.
Contacts on approach.
How far through the video are we even now? Oh wow, we're an hour in. Okay, 25 minutes to go. Interesting, interesting.
Unnatural choke points. This is where we build. Order the drop. What use is a choke point? The humans are scattered and broken. This battle is already won. Do you doubt Escherong's judgment? Keep up that talking. We're not alone.
Time to go.
What did you see on your recon sweep, Spartan? What's going on with the ring?
No mistaking it. The ring is actively repairing itself. All those sentinels we saw buzzing around the spine are assessing damage, initiating repairs. Whatever the target did to the ring, it's being reversed, and quickly. This ring will be operational again.
I'll make a note in our report. What now?
We know what the Banished are after. It's our job to slow them down. Safe bet that the rest of the UNSC is operating under the same protocol. Get some rest, Marines. We've got a lot of chaos to engineer tomorrow.
Those guns are still online. Any UNSC signatures in this area?
Scanning now. No UNSC signatures in range.
I thought not. Wonder if there's anything left of us up above. Or on the ground. Damn it, more of them.
Until the War Chief crushes the heart of the human resistance, they will continue to fight. It's only a matter of time. We have already achieved what the Covenant only dreamed of. This ring, in all its glory, is ours. Agreed. With this weapon in our hands, no one will be able to stand against our might.
Griffin
Griffin, this is Kavan.
Report.
Recon sweep of the red zone is complete. As we thought, the Banished forces are highly stratified and fragmented. Competition and infighting is encouraged to elevate new leaders. Their unity hinges entirely on the war chief. If Escharum were removed...
Assassination could sow a lot of chaos among the Banished.
Well, don't worry, I'll get right on that.
But it might be our best option.
Good work, Kovan. Get back here. We've got some planning to do.
Killing Escharum is the only viable option we have. A power vacuum like that would destabilize the Banished and win us the footing we need to hold out until help arrives. I need volunteers, and I know I'll have no shortage of them. We all want a part of this. But we can't all go and leave Reverie undefended. So we're doing this the old-fashioned way.
Drawing straws. Are you kidding, Griffin?
No, I'm not. This is the plan. A single strike team deep in Banished territory. Agile, quiet, on foot. It's the only way it's gonna work. This might be a one-way trip. So we need people to stay. Or there won't be anything left to protect. It's not up for debate. Panago, Malik, Sarkar, and me. That's the roster.
For an assassination op? Decided by drawing straws. No, Griffin. We need you here at the Reverie. The Marines need a leader. We all do.
The decision's made. We're gonna get this done.
I definitely remember hearing this one.
And take control of this ring. And you're right, the Marines need a leader. That's why you're staying here, to lead in my absence.
I can't do
You can and you will. I know you will. No matter what happens. Spartans, if anybody can hear me, I'm proceeding. We've come too far to turn back.
Ho 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 ho.
Spartan, there is no turning back. Do you take me for a fool? That I would leave my own home as unprotected as you have yours. You overreach. You and your friends. What remains of them will make adequate trophies.
You sick.
I spared them this, but I will not spare you. As you and your Spartans approached my citadel, I ordered the destruction of your people and that battered ship. Your home upon this ring will soon be but ashes. And not even a whisper of your kind will remain on this ring.
You wish, mate.
This is Griffin. To FFG 525. Reverie, do you read me?
Griffin, you are badly injured, and your armor's medical systems are offline. Seek medical attention immediately.
Open up a one-way encryption channel to Reverie's upspin transmitter.
Encrypted one-way transmission confirmed. Record when ready.
The mission was a failure. Escharum was waiting for us the whole time. Malik, Panago, Sarkar. All gone. Listen to me, Reverie. Escharum has dispatched almost every soldier and asset they have available. Their goal is... We have only one objective now. It is not victory, it is not extraction, it is not even survival. We must deny the Banished this ring, no matter what it costs us. The mission was a failure. Escharum was...
has dispatched the most every soldier in our... The goal is...
Vettel, what is this?
A transmission from Griffin. Fragmented from interference. But it's definitely him. This much is clear. The mission failed.
Do you think anyone survived?
If what Spartan Griffin said is true, his loss is the least of our worries. They're coming. We must prepare.
I've been running ops with Windfall for years. Broadsword sorties on Requiem, Prowler Corps maneuvers on a Kikyor Purse Moon, Allied SOS strikes on brute raiding parties. Never once did I imagine I'd lose a squad mate to a straw draw assassination gone south.
Feels bad.
What a mess.
Malik knew what he was volunteering for. They all did. It was worth the shot, Mako.
Was it? We kicked the hell out of the proverbial hornet's nest, and the hornets are mobilizing for some payback. If we lose our foothold at the Reverie, we lose the ring.
There's a lot of lives at stake here. Someone's suggesting we pull out and wait till the storm passes.
And go where? Back to hiding in caves, skulking around at night? No. No, we hold. We make the Banished bleed so that our sacrifices still mean something. Escharum can keep his head. We'll take his pride.
Yeah, we're letting you keep your head. Yeah, no. That's what we wanted to do all along. You stay alive. That's fine.
To FFG 525. Do you copy? Repeat, do you copy?
We copy, Spartan Stone. What's your position?
I've got Boulder Squad at Sector 63 overlooking the gate. 525, I'm looking at the largest gathered force I've ever seen. The Banished are moving on the Reverie. They'll be there by nightfall.
We can't hold them back much longer, sir! There's too many!
We don't have a choice. If we lose Reverie, we lose everything. Hold the line, Marines!
The Marine is correct, Vettel. Infantry and armor are pouring into Valley by the hundreds. The Reverie is already lost.
So what? We just abandon it?
Griffin warned us of this possibility. It is why we stayed behind. We must save who we can.
She's right. We either leap now or Reverie becomes a graveyard. Makovich, get the order out. Everyone falls back. Everyone.
Okay, on to the final 10. The final 10 of this section.
That's an additional 12 to our confirmed survivor count. Any sign of
Oh, adjusting my chair again.
No, not even at the prisoner camps. They're told it's been over a month since the Reverie.
Don't say it. I will not abandon them. We have to acknowledge reality. We lost the Reverie. Our last forward operating base is now offline. We're scattered, and control of the ring is in Escherum's reach. We don't have many options left. But we do have orders. Rubicon Protocol.
Stop or slow the Banished by any means necessary.
And keep Zeta Halo out of their control. Buy Earth as much time as we can. That's our mission now.
Open one-way transmission. Initial sweep of the Reverie site is complete. The Banished outpost here is more than a barracks. They're unearthing Forerunner tech from within the ring, including artifacts I've never seen before. But there's more. Over half of the Banished detachment manning this post are peeling off to another excavation site, south of here.
I wonder what they're doing.
From the War Chief himself. A Forerunner facility called the Conservatory. Whatever it is, it's important enough to divert Escherum's sole focus. We need eyes on the Conservatory as soon as possible. I'd go myself, but I need a closer look at the artifacts here. All this time we've assumed that Zeta Halo was like the others. What if it's something more?
Not yet. It's just a bit closer. Now!
Spartan, kill him!
No, not just yet. I'm looking for some friends of mine. And you, my friends, will tell me where to find them.
Damn, that's a lot of them. Sorrel, come in. I got eyes on a massive deployment of Banished, and a ton of hardware. Excavation equipment. Stone's intel was right. They found something.
The monitor. They have to be looking for the monitor.
I think you're right. They're moving in numbers we haven't seen since the Reverie fell. If they get the monitor, they'll control the ring.
Not if we get to it first.
How do you propose we do that?
We can stall their progress, sabotage their machines, disrupt their supply lines. But they'll cut through the steel eventually, and when they do,
we make our move.
Every little thing's gonna be alright.
Sorrel, Mako, I don't have much time. Gotta make this quick. I made it down into the Forerunner subterrane and got a closer look at the tech I spotted earlier. It's a stasis pod. Ancient. Empty.
And I think there are more of them.
Maybe a lot more. Installation 07 might be an arcology. Or a prison. Hell, maybe it's a zoo. But one thing's for sure.
It's definitely a zoo.
We're in uncharted territory. My road topside is cut off, so I'm going further in. I'll find another way out. I picked up a Unsc signal from deeper in the facility. Maybe it's a... Damn it. I'm not alone here. Got transmission.
This is Spartan Vettel of Fireteam Taurus to all UNSC transmitters in range. I tracked down Griffin's last location, before he went offline. I know where he went, where he was taken. He's been taken to the tower, and we know what happens there. The facility's heavily guarded, but if I can take one of those transport skiffs, I might be able to slip in. I'm not going to let Griffin die in chains, but I've been on this ring long enough to know that victory is not guaranteed. To all remaining UNSC on Zeta Halo, we don't give up. We never stop fighting, no matter what happens.
I'm sure Griffin will be fine. I like the grunt ones.
Just went inside. Didn't see Escherif, but he might already be in there. So, 2 of us against all of them, huh?
I like those odds. It's not going to be easy, but it's the only move we have left. We find the monitor before they do.
Backup would have been nice.
It's just us now, Miko. We have to make do. Time to move. How's the distraction coming?
Stand by. Oh yeah, this is Forerunner. We're clear, Theo. Moving up.
Let's keep it quiet for as long as we can. There'll be no putting the cork back in the bottle once the party starts.
Speaking of which, when we're done here, I know of a certain supply crate with a couple bottles of... Behind you.
That is a very optimistic thought as you go into battle.
Damn it, he cloaked. You still with me?
Yeah, good. Where'd he go?
I am near, Spartans. I am near.
Go.
Oh. Don't mind me just kicking the table.
Now then, where were we?
Jigga's voice sounds different in that log than it does in game. It sounded like kind of higher pitched.
Mako, come in. Come in, Mako. No, you're not dead. You're right behind me. I'm gonna keep moving. That link got me pretty good. I'm still alive, and I'm not giving up. Just like you. Right, Mako? Rubicon Protocol. We keep fighting for everyone we've lost. For everyone back on Earth. We never stop. Not until... Looks like a brother. Jacob left us some table scraps. The last Spartan.
Fun fact, Tavares is voiced by the same voice actor that did the Didact.
You're in my way. Which one of you wants to die first?
For all the lines he has. Of which there are just so many. Also, interestingly, the voice actor for Locke in Halo 5 is apparently the same voice actor for Atriox in this game.
I'm heading upspin, beyond the reach of the Banished to search for survivors. For my fire team. I don't know what else to do. The silence on Unsc channels is not encouraging. But I will be listening, watching, surviving. Chief, if you can hear this, we need you now more than ever.
How many years have I been here now? 2,000 or 20,000? Longer?
Here we go. The Forerunner archives. Constantly rewritten. Its history is complicated and constantly rewritten. That implies it's not just one thing that they've done with the Endless. Its history is constantly rewritten. That implies many times. Seven was the one that was part of the original greater array, right? And then it got like chopped in half and formed into a new smaller ring.
Continues to be on my mind. I now believe these relics to contain a warning. A message from the past. But from whom? And why? As I look to the sky, I am struck by a thought. This ring. A constant loop. Are we all fated to repeat the sins of the past?
Yes.
I am close to deciphering the runes. Perhaps I will learn who left them. My makers, the Forerunner's greatest fear was understood to be the great parasite. The Flood. A scourge that almost wiped out everything. I now believe this hypothesis to be incorrect. Their greatest fear was losing their power.
Yeah, which led to the fear of losing the mantle.
That is the meaning of the runes carved into this monument. These runes predate me. Older than even the Forerunners.
Okay, that is the most interesting thing. How can the runes carved on the rings, like, the rings are supposed to be, like, I guess they can't be. I thought the rings, the Forerunner artifacts being rings with stuff written on them, were supposed to be, like, evocative of the Halo rings themselves. But if the runes predate the Forerunners themselves, then they cannot be supposed to be evocative of the rings, because the Forerunners built the rings, unless that is going to get changed. Maybe they're going to go, oh, actually, the Forerunners merely found the ring, or something like that. I don't know. Probably not. That would be a bit of a weird change. But, yeah, like, if the runes predate the Forerunners, then A, I'm assuming they're probably meaning that the Endless wrote them, maybe? I don't know. But, like, if the runes are a warning, then the Endless wouldn't have written them about themselves. I don't know. How can the runes predate the Forerunners? Time travel.
Time moves forward and back again. Then I see rings inside of rings. Great circles everlasting. Without beginning or end. Endless.
Endless. There we go. Oh, a little bit more.
Uninformed. Misled. And I'm afraid.
Boom. Thank you, a villainous toaster. Very good. Do appreciate. So, yeah. UNSC ones, Banished ones, and Forerunner archives I very much enjoyed. The Spartan audio logs, oh boy. Not gonna lie. Those were kind of slow and not my favorites, but the other ones are very interesting. And yeah, I'm very curious where they're going with this whole thing, man. Like, especially when they have, like, villains already there, which they could use. Like the Flood, they could use. Obviously, the Banished could have been, like, the primary threat going forwards, and they will still be. Like, it feels like the only reason the Banished are there are because they know people want to fight the Covenant more than, like, any new enemies, right? Like, people did not enjoy fighting the Prometheans as much as they do the Covenant. I mean, there were a lot of issues with the fighting of the Prometheans in Halo 4. I think they mostly fixed those issues in Halo 5. I greatly enjoyed Halo 5's combat compared to Halo 4's against the Prometheans specifically, because there was no like middle enemy. It was just like crawlers and then the jump to knights in 4. But adding the soldiers was a good step in the middle, and then they could make knights threatening because they could make them rarer as well. Anyway, that's a completely different tangent. But, like, yeah, they have all these things that they could have used, but they clearly wanted to tell this story about the Endless, but they don't want to not have you fighting the Covenant. So it feels like they introduced the Banished only to sideline them and have you fight them, but hey, they're not the real threat. So that's a bit strange. But yeah, I am curious. I am curious where it's going. For sure. Right, so with that done, we're now going to move on to the legendary ending, which, as I mentioned earlier, I have seen and recorded a while ago, because my original intention was, when I finished the game, I was going to wait a couple of weeks and then record the logs and the legendary ending then. But I hopped onto my Discord server to chat about the game after I finished it, and everyone was just like, you gotta watch the legendary ending now. You need to see the legendary ending. So I was like, all right. So I hopped off and recorded my reaction to the legendary ending like a couple of weeks ago, and it's very interesting. It's the same footage as the normal ending, but it's got an overlay. It's got an overlay of voices on top of it. So we'll roll this, my reaction to it, my thoughts on it, me debating what it means as we go through it. It's interesting stuff. So I'll play that now. Here you go. Okay, so Halo Infinite legendary ending cutscene. Thanks to General Kid, who's uploaded this one that I am watching. Let's have a watch. Zeta Halo 97,000 BCE?
The Silex is already, as is the auditorium. Grand Edict, this is most unprecedented.
The Endless must be contained. I will inform the Criterion to proceed.
They believe we are here to help.
It matters not. Today we do what it takes to maintain...
Wait, what? This is the same cutscene?
To preserve our truth. Time will forget they ever existed.
Time is not a construct we can control.
And we cannot allow it to be theirs.
Wait, what? What?
If Halo cannot end them, it must imprison them. When it is done, the engineers will be busy. We will learn their secrets.
I fear I cannot do this alone.
You shall not be alone. The Criterion has given the order. Offensive bias has been deployed.
What? What? Offensive... Okay, hang on. Okay, I'm sorry. Did I miss? On the original one didn't say... The original ending of the game did not say 97,000 BCE, right?
Are the vessels prepared?
Is it saying... Okay, is it saying that the cutscene is happening? Because they're talking about controlling time. And Atriox is there, and he doesn't have the markings on his face. Are they talking... Are they saying the cutscene is happening? 97,000 BCE? I feel like... I don't think so. But does that mean Atriox... No, I don't think they're saying Atriox has time traveled. I think they're saying that this conversation was taking place 97,368 BCE. And they're betraying the Endless here. They say the Endless think that they're here to help?
The Silex is already, as is the auditorium.
But Despondent Pyre is here helping with this. But it sounded like Despondent Pyre didn't really know what was going on, necessarily, during the game. Actually, no, it was the other one. It was the other one that didn't really sound like he knew what was going on. I think Despondent Pyre did know. Yeah.
This is most unprecedented.
The Endless must be contained.
They must be contained. Why must they be contained? Because they're getting close to controlling time?
I will inform the Criterion to proceed.
They believe we are here to help.
It matters not. Today we do what...
They believe we are here to help. They have to be contained, but they believe we're here to help. So it's not like they're fighting the Forerunners, because they think the Forerunners are going to help them. But the Forerunners are actually going to fuck them so hard for, you know, forever, in theory. Obviously, not forever, because they're about to get out, but... Today we do what it takes to maintain order, to preserve our truth.
Takes to maintain order, to preserve our truth. Time will forget they ever existed.
Which is correct. Time did forget.
Time is not a construct we can control.
But yeah.
We cannot allow it to be there.
Time is not a construct we can control. Obviously, when he said time will forget, he means that just with the passing of time, people will not remember this species existed. But then she's saying time is not something we can control, and he's saying we cannot allow it, time, something that can control time, to be theirs. What was this bit? Time is not a construct we can control.
We can control.
And we cannot allow it to be theirs.
Okay, I don't think that's talking about time travel then. It could be interpreted as time travel. But I think he might still be referring to, like, their own story. What does he say? Back here somewhere. Let's find it. Time will forget they ever existed. Where was it? Here. It matters not. Today we do what it takes to maintain order, to preserve our truth. So, he's saying that they're doing this to keep the Forerunners, like, ideas at the forefront, to maintain their truth so that someone else can't come in and change the larger story of events, I guess. And then Despondent Pyre says, and then he says, time will forget they ever existed. Despondent says, time is not a construct we can control. And he says, we cannot allow it to be theirs. That could be, like, specifically time itself can be controlled and we cannot allow them to control it. Or it could be he's still talking about the truth that he was talking about back here, to preserve our truth, and they cannot allow the Endless to be the ones that are controlling the narrative, that are controlling the truth. I'm not sure. Would they introduce time travel to a Halo story? Huh. I don't know. I mean, we did jump forward 3 days when we came out of the thing, so maybe. I mean, I'm a huge time travel fan. I fucking love me some time travel. So, I'm really hoping it is time travel, because that would make me a very happy boy, but, I don't know.
Yes. If Halo cannot end them, it must imprison them.
If Halo cannot end them. And are these pictures of them? Because these are the things that we saw before, right? With, like, a picture of a human on it, which is the humanity, like, thing. And then we saw one which looked like the Harbinger, which was her thing. And then is this what they look like? Because they look like, you know, not organic. If Halo cannot end them, it must imprison them. So, is that because they look sort of like that and they are a mechanical thing that Halo cannot kill? But are they? They're saying if Halo cannot end them, but obviously it's the Flood that's the issue, right? Like the Flood, the Halos have been built because of the Flood, but they're talking like they would have used the Halos to eradicate the Endless if they could, but they can't. So it must imprison them instead? I don't know.
When it is done, the engineers will be busy. We will learn their secrets.
I fear I cannot do this alone.
We will learn their secrets. We will learn the Endless's secrets. So the Endless have knowledge that the Forerunners do not.
You shall not be alone. The Criterion has given the order. Offensive bias has been deployed.
Wow. And then offensive bias. Oh my god, they're adding Mendicant and offensive fucking bias. Well, I mean, I don't know if they'll add Mendicant, but like, that's huge. Offensive bias is the reason that they won the war against the Flood. Like, Mendicant went over to the other side. Mendicant fell under the Logic Plague, under the Gravemind's control. They created Offensive to be his counterpart, to be like the only thing that could successfully like outthink and outmaneuver Mendicant, and he succeeded. So was this happening? I don't know the dates, because obviously it gives us the date at the start, but I don't actually know. I don't actually know the dates. So, because Offensive was only made like in the last days of the Flood War, right? Am I right in that? It was like a very, I don't know, last days necessarily, but like the last period of the Flood War, because they only created Offensive after Mendicant went rogue, and they created Offensive, I think, with the explicit purpose of defeating Mendicant and beating the Flood, and eventually he held them off long enough that the rings could be fired, right? So this must have been a very last minute thing, but then I don't know, maybe I'll have people who know more than I do, which is I'm sure a lot of people that have been with this series for 20 years or whatever, rather than a year. Get me up to speed on that. Feel free to let me know in the comments. Like, how long was Offensive around? Like, how long between his creation and the end of the war and the death of all the Forerunners and stuff? When does that date at the start line up with? That is what I'm curious about. Anyway, that makes me a lot more interested about the future. I mean, I was already interested in the Endless, but that makes me a lot more interested. It still doesn't answer jack shit, but it was a very, very good tease. So yeah, I am curious. I'm definitely curious. All right, and that is the end of that recording from a couple of weeks ago. I'll splice that in right there, and that is the end of the video. That is the end of Halo Infinite for now, until an expansion comes. And yeah, I hopefully will get some information I would like early in the year. I probably won't be until like E3 time, but I just really want to know what their roadmap is. We have absolutely nothing in terms of a roadmap for campaign. We have things for, like, they want to put co-op in the game in Season 2, but that's like, you know, Season 1's 6 months long, so that's not anytime soon. And then Forge isn't coming until Season 3. And Forge is kind of going to be pointless anyway, unless they can fix custom games, which don't work at all at the moment. And Theatre doesn't work, really, because it's just so laggy. Like, have you tried making clips in Theatre? Like, I hit a sick little series of kills with a sniper rifle. I was feeling like I'd just popped off like crazy. And I'm like, yeah, gotta fucking record this. This was some of the best little fucking quick scope in headshots I've ever performed in Halo. So I go into the theater and I try and record it, and it looks like I miss every shot by a mile. I just, like, the camera shows me pointing one way and firing, and then someone over to the left dies. And I'm like, what? What? It's just bad. It's not good. Hopefully they can fix all those things. But yeah, they've given us some kind of roadmap with that side of the game. But we have absolutely nothing to go on campaign-wise. So I'd like to hear sooner rather than later, but I feel like at least at E3. Well, so long as it's every year. Fuck knows. Fuck knows if they're going to aim for once a year, like Destiny does with their expansions, or once every 2 years, like Final Fantasy XIV, or what they're going to go for. But if they do aim for once a year for story expansions, for smaller size things that they can get out more regularly, then we'll definitely have heard about it by E3 at the latest. So yeah, I look forward to that, because despite my kind of dislike of how they handled a lot of the story in this game, I am nonetheless still interested in where things will go from here. But yeah, that is it. That is it from me for Halo Infinite. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed. If you have, if you could leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Share the videos around, share the playlist around if you can. I would really appreciate that. And if you really like what I do, there is a Patreon link in the description. Anything you could afford to send my way would be hugely helpful with the ongoing running of the channel, buying of new games as they come out, all that jazz. And with that, I will see you somewhere else for something new. Thanks for watching. See you then.